I'm a chef with the lamest magic power in the culinary world. But when I entered the magical food competition, everyone realized what my useless ability could really do. The timer in my head ticked away as I watched Chef Martinez levitate 3 different sauces in glowing orbs above his station. Exactly 47 minutes and 4 seconds had passed since the competition began. I knew this because that's my power, knowing exactly how long anything has been cooking, down to the millisecond. No fancy pyrotechnics or ingredient manipulation, just an endless mental stopwatch. 5 minutes remaining in the appetizer round. The announcer boomed across the kitchen stadium. To my right, Chef Gonzalez was aging a prosciutto 20 years and 30 seconds, the meat darkening and drying before our eyes. To my left, Chef Pedro's had conjured a small storm cloud that was flash freezing her seafood tartare. I focused on my own station, where a simple pan of scallops sizzled. 3 minutes and 8 seconds since they'd hit the heat. The fond building on the bottom of the pan had been developing for exactly that long, creating a complex layer of flavors that would form the base of my sauce. Look at this sad display, sneered Martinez, his sauces still dancing through the air. No magic. Just a guy staring at a pan. How did you even qualify? I didn't respond. 3 minutes and 2 seconds. The Maillard reaction was reaching its peak in the scallops. 4 minutes exactly. I flipped them with practiced precision. The golden brown crust was perfect, not a second too long or short. The judges watched from their elevated platform, whispering among themselves. I knew what they saw. 3 stations with spectacular displays of culinary magic, and one with nothing but traditional cooking. But I also knew something they didn't yet understand. 1 minute remaining. The announcement sent my competitors into a frenzy of magical flourishes. Martinez's sauces spun faster, Gonzalez's prosciutto crackled with temporal energy, and Pedro's storm cloud crackled with lightning. I removed my scallops at exactly 5 minutes and 6 seconds. The sauce took shape in the pan, deglazing capturing precisely 4 minutes and 8 seconds worth of developed flavors. Every second of cooking time contributed to the final dish. When time was called, we presented our plates. The judges sampled Martinez's molecularly reconstructed seafood fusion first, then Gonzalez's time-warped charcuterie, followed by Pedro's flash-frozen creation. They nodded appreciatively at each dish, making notes and discussing the innovative use of culinary magic. Then they tried my scallops. Judge Jones's eyes widened at the first bite. The timing on this is perfect, absolutely perfect. I've never tasted scallops cooked with such precision. But there was no magic used, Martinez protested. He just cooked them normally. Judge Gonzalez, no relation to the competitor, held up her hand. That's where you're wrong. This level of precision isn't normal. Every element on this plate has been cooked for exactly the right amount of time to maximize its potential. The sauce, the garnish, the scallops themselves, it's all mathematically perfect. I allowed myself a small smile. They were beginning to understand. The competition continued through the main course and dessert rounds. While my competitors grew increasingly theatrical with their magical displays, I focused on timing. Every piece of protein, every vegetable, every component was cooked for precisely the optimal duration. By the time we reached the final judging, sweat dripped down my face from the intense concentration. I hadn't wasted a single second of cooking time. Every moment had been calibrated for maximum flavor development. The winner of this year's magical food competition, the head judge announced, is Chef Alessandro Harrison. Martinez's sauces dropped from the air, splattering across the floor. This is ridiculous. He barely used any magic at all. On the contrary, Judge Jones said, he used his magic in every single dish. While you were all focused on dramatic transformations, Chef Harrison was practicing something far more fundamental to cooking: perfect timing. His ability to know exactly how long something has been cooking allowed him to achieve flavor development that most chefs spend decades trying to master. I stepped forward to accept the trophy, my mental timer still running. It had been exactly 4 hours, 12 minutes, and 8 seconds since the competition began. Every second had counted. As I looked out at the stunned faces of my competitors, I realized that sometimes the most powerful magic isn't about flash and spectacle. Sometimes it's about understanding the fundamental truth of your craft. In my case, that cooking is all about time. For your prize, Judge Gonzalez announced, you'll be given the opportunity to open your own restaurant in our prestigious magical culinary district. Do you have any concept in mind? I nodded, already calculating the precise cooking times for an entire menu in my head. I'm thinking of calling it seconds. Every dish will be cooked to mathematical perfection, down to the millisecond. The judges smiled, and I could see in their eyes that they finally understood what I'd known all along. In cooking, timing isn't just important, it's everything.